Hey guys, it's Brendo ST, and it's been a while. Tonight I am setting up. Oh yeah, well, the ST's still alive and it's here. But tonight I'm setting up my new Astro rig. I've already taken a couple shots with this thing, or a couple projects with it, but I wanted to try, I wanted to record, basically make a video of it. So it's the SkyWatcher Star Adventurer 2i Pro kit. Comes with the bracket and everything. I just got it, got my mount lined up or balanced right now, and I'm about to pull our line, which I can see Polaris, but obviously you can't. But what you're going to want to do when doing this, see if this thing works. I think the battery is going on it. Maybe. I'm going the wrong way, I think. No, I was going the right way. There we go. Yeah, there's a little. I don't know why SkyWatcher didn't build this end here. It would have been way better if it was, but a little LED for seeing the polar alignment. If you look through the polar scope, if you can see through the polar scope, there's a little, you can barely see it, but there's a little reticle in there, which looks like it's off a little bit. I'm going to do this without the camera, but I just wanted to show you what you're looking at. And with that, you're going to polar align. I've got this all plugged in through actual power, and it's running off my laptop, just plugged into the shed. I'm going to use Sharp Cap on my laptop to make sure my polar alignment's perfect, or close to perfect. And then I'm going to be auto guiding with PhD2, because that makes things so much better. My old mount, I had a Smart EQ Pro from Ioptron. I couldn't do 2-minute exposures with that thing. Like I struggled with that. Eventually it got so bad where I couldn't barely do 30-second exposures. I think something was wrong with the gearing, and I ended up getting rid of it, picking this up, and this thing's been able to do 2 minutes no problem whatsoever. I ended up doing Orion Nebula a couple nights ago, and I took some time on the Rosette Nebula, which I think what I'm going to be shooting tonight is more time on the Rosette. The downfall of this mount is I have to find the target. It's not a go-to mount. It's not terribly hard. I'll take the lens to its shortest focal length and take snapshots and kind of line myself up that. If you know your coordinates and all that stuff, it's easier for some people, but not me. But let me polar align this thing, and then I'm going to get this all set up. Alright guys, like I was saying, I'm using Sharp Cap here for my complete polar alignment. That's about as good as I'm going to get it. I don't have the pro version of Sharp Cap, so I'm kind of doing this on just trial and error, because normally it'll come up with like lines and point you which way you have to turn it. I got this just by trial and error, basically. Just turn the knobs until I saw the number go down. You want the smaller number. This is good. With an auto guider, this will be perfectly fine for doing what I need to do. So now I'm polar aligned. I'm going to put my mount pointing in the direction I want to go, which would be south for me. So that way. Let me get this pointed up onto the Rosette. I'll try to find it, and then we'll start snapping. As you can see, we are setting up our auto guiding. We already got on target. It's doing its steps. And everything is lined up and good to go. Once this is guiding, I'm just going to leave this out here and let it do its work. Seems like a fairly cloudless sky tonight, so hopefully it holds out. I know it said it was clouds are going to move in somewhere closer to midnight. It's about 9 o'clock now, so I'll get a couple hours maybe. But yeah, I got it on the Rosette Nebula. I already have almost an hour's worth of data from it the other day, so I'm just going to basically add this to it, see how much more detail I can bring out. But it's doing its steps. I'm not 100% familiar with the way PhD2 works. It's got, it's doing them. Now it's on the east step. Because this doesn't have guided declination, it only does RA access. You can turn that off in PhD2, so it can guide correctly. that counts down to 0 in the bottom there, we should be good to go. I already have it taking pictures. It's taking 2-minute exposures. In this area, it's all I can manage. There's a lot of light pollution in the spot I'm at. If I was at my cousin's house, which I took the other pictures at before, it's a lot darker over there. And plus, we're dealing with a half a crescent moon there, so that ain't gonna help. But I did get my, oh, look at that, guiding. Perfect. I'm gonna basically let this just do its thing. Turn my flashlight off and we'll go in. But yeah, I'm gonna let this work. What was I say? Oh, I got my camera modded. It's now got Life Pixels H alpha mod on it, so it can now pick up the H alpha wavelength of light, which I'll show you. The first image I took with it was about 3 hours of exposure on the Orion Nebula. I'll put that in the end of the video here, and then obviously I'll put the Rosette Nebula, what I get from it, in the end of the video here. So be right there.
It's been a couple months since I forgot about those videos on my phone. I think I recorded those back in the beginning of February. It is now the end of April. So my bad. These were meant to get out a lot sooner. So if you've watched the part of the video up to this point, I was going to show you the final images that I got from this image session. So I worked on the Rosette Nebula, and this was the result I got. No, like, swooping in or anything like that, just instant image. There you go. I'm not crazy on the, whole cinematography of my videos here. I'm just here, up in your face, here's what you get. So this is a Rosette Nebula. This is about 3 hours of dedicated photo time to it, and the process I use to bring the image out through Photoshop and stacking and all that. One of these days I will make a video. I have older ones, but my process has changed since then. But I will make a video on how I do this. I think I'll work on the North America Nebula next, as I just picked up a new lens, the Rokinon Samyang 135mm f2 lens that has been recommended by a lot of astrophotographers. I will make a video on the North America Nebula. That's the next one I'm going to shoot. The other image I shot, which I talked about probably in these videos here, was the Orion Nebula, and boom, there it is. I shot it the day before the Rosette, I think, as it was clear, and I tried to do a reduced star version of this, and this is how it came out. I'll show you the original version, which looks a little different. It's not as red. There's a little bit more blue in it, and that was really just how I did the slider on the color palette. But that's the actual image without the reduced stars and everything. That was just what I got after stacking and bringing out everything. So those are those images. Plan on more, so there will be more videos coming out for astrophotography, more videos with car stuff, because that's kind of what this channel started as. But really, it's just an amalgamation of my hobbies and projects that I work on. So if you like the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.